Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I am here today with my second project for the Christmas in July YouTube Hop hosted by Tamika Morris, who is Tamika Sending Smiles. So just to recap, from July 21st to July 31st, we will feature two crafters, two different videos each day, and each crafter, well, I should say each video is going to have its own number that the crafter is going to say. You need to collect all of those numbers. You should have a total of 20 numbers. They're not in numeric order. We just randomly pick numbers that we wanted. So you need to collect all of them, and then you need to email it to christmasinjulyhop@gmail.com, and you will be entered in to win one of the three prizes. Grand prize is $50. Second and third place are $25 each. Okay, so make sure you do that. Now each channel, as far as I know, is going to have their own giveaway, so make sure you listen to what they need you to say. Some people have you know, you have to say a specific word down in your, just like in your comment. Mine, I just kind of pick random comments, so make sure you comment. We would like you to subscribe to everyone. So if you love what you saw, please subscribe and like the video. Okay, so here is what I made for this one. And here's a little cheater. If you watched my first video, which was the Advent box, book box, the number for this one was number 1. Okay, my number for this book, I will tell you later. So let's get into the book. It's super cute little folio, and I matted it with a little bit of that gold paper from Michaels. I added 3 little gems and then just a little sticker collage. It does have magnets, closure. You have room. You can add a picture if you like. I would suggest to do like a little 2x3 so it's kind of hidden and it doesn't get in the way of your magnets. Same thing with here. You open it up, and I have an accordion on this side, so you can do little pictures in a mixture of 4x6s. Let's see here. I have a couple. You can even do, this is a 3x4, so if you want to, you know, keep some of the paper, but it does fit a full 4x6 with a little bit of a border. So how super cute is that? Let me see what else I have. So you just kind of add your pictures however you want to kind of tell that story. Okay. And when you flip it over, you have that same idea here. You can add one of the cut aparts. I just had one. You know, that'd be really cute. Add the cut apart, tell that story, lay it out. How super cute is that? Okay. And I did use the cut aparts from this paper collection, which is Simple Stories. Where is it at? Christmas Time. Or Echo Park. Sorry, not Simple Stories. Echo Park Christmas Time. So you have your waterfall. I use the 4x4 cut aparts, and you have your place for your pictures. You know, you can journal here. Just keep adding your pictures. This is a 3x4. This will fit a 4x4 picture perfectly, because it actually is 4¼ by 4¼ so if you have a 4x4 picture, that will look great. A couple of 2x2s, 2x3s. You could probably fit a 2x3 on there. Let's see. Yeah, you can fit 2 2x3s, a 3x4, depending on how your pictures. So just collage out your pictures. Super fun. You can add so many pictures And then you have a whole another full spot right here, again, to add your pictures and tell your story. I typically only use 2x3s and 4x6s, so everything I create is going to be kind of geared towards those sizes. All right, let's go ahead and make this album. So what I want you to do is look in the description box for the cutting guide or the measurements, and we're going to go ahead and cut everything out and then put it together. So for this prize for this video, you're going to win this book and the blank book I'm about to make with you guys now, so that way you can decorate it in any theme you want. I know Halloween is coming up and that's another huge holiday, so I'm going to go ahead and make it out of black paper. So if you want to make a Halloween one, you absolutely can. All right, so cutting guide. Let me get some paper. Okay, so you need one piece of cardstock, which is 9 3/4 by 6 1/2. Now, for the Christmas folio, I used 8 1/2 by 11 paper. Right now, I'm going to use 12 by 12 because that's what I have in black. So, all right, so 9 3/4 by 6 1/2. And this needs to be scored at, on the long side, at 4 1/2 and 5 1/4. Okay, so just take and put that to the side. And then your next piece needs to be 4 3/4 by 6 1/2. Which I can do here. So 6 1/2 by 4 3/4. It's more paper friendly if you use the 8 1/2 by 11 pieces of paper, but I don't have any black in 8 1/2 by 11. Okay, and this needs to be scored on the short side at 1/2 inch and 1 1/4. Okay, so that is your cover. I'm just cutting off some raggedy bits. My blade is dull because I accidentally cut chipboard with it. All right, so this is your cover pieces. You can take a paper clip or whatever and just kind of move that to the side. And let's go ahead and cut all the rest of our papers. We're going to do our waterfall. So we need 5 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 4 3/4. So 4 3/4 by, actually, you know what we can do is just go ahead and score it on that 4 3/4 side at 1/2 inch. By 4 1/4. And 4 1/4. And you can use this little piece for a different project. But you need to score on the long side at 1/2 inch. Okay, so I got 2, and I'm just going to use scraps. By 4 1/4. And score it at 1/2 inch on the long side. That's 3. And we have 3. So I cut this at 4 3/4. I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch. Rotate it and score it at 4 1/4 and 4 1/4. Okay. So just make sure you have 5 pieces that measure 4 1/4 by 4 3/4. Score at 1/2 inch on the long side. Okay. That's your waterfall. All right, now your accordion. So on 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, your accordion is going to be a little bit different. Let me think, because there's a way to save paper on 8.5 by 11, but I don't know if that's too confusing if you can't see it. Okay, so cut your paper 8.5 by 6.5. Okay, so 8.5 by 6.5. If you have 8.5 by 11 paper, obviously you already have this way, and you just got to cut it by 6.5. And then you're going to score it at 4 1/4, so right down the middle. And you have 1 piece of your accordion. Okay, now your next piece needs to be, where's my cheat sheet? 5 1/4 by 6 1/4. So look for scraps. Let's see. Nope. Okay. So cut your paper 5 1/4 by 6 1/4. Oh gosh, I just cut mine all wrong. Alright, so 6 1/4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And on the short side, you're going to score it at 1/2 inch on either side. For my scoreboard users, that's 1/2 inch and 4 3/4. Okay. All right. So that is our waterfall, or our accordion. So that's all of our pieces that we need. That's it. I just broke my clip. All right. So just put all that to the side. Now let's go back to our cover, and we're going to mount and fold all of our folds here. Okay, so you have this. You're going to put your tape on the bumpy side. And I'm using 3/8 of an inch. I would suggest to use your tape when you're doing these, so that way if you mess up, you can use your undo or lighter fluid, or sticky tape remover. Okay. Wait, no, you're going to put it on the inside. If you already put it on the other side, it don't matter. Just fold your paper back, because we need to connect it to this piece. So we're going to go ahead and mount and fold. Mount and fold. So at this point, it doesn't matter which side you connect this, unless you're using directional paper. I have seen people use their Echo Park or their Cartabella paper as their folio covers, because that paper is super strong. So it's up to you. So remove your backing, make sure there's no overhang, line your paper up, go right to that score line, do not cross it, do not go on it, just right before it, and seal it down. Make sure there's no glue overhang and there's no raggedy edges. Okay. All right, so with your folio, you can decide if you want it to open to the right or if you want it to open to the left. Obviously, you don't have to decide that right now because we haven't matted it or anything like that. It doesn't matter at this point. All right, so now let's work on our middle section. And our middle section is the waterfall. So you're going to put your tape on all of the dented sides. Here. And here. It's just going to be your longest process is putting your tape down. And then you're going to mount and fold all of these. 3, 4, and 5. You could I'm out of tape. I was going to say is you could probably add a 6th one, but I work in odd numbers. So that's why I picked 5. And I designed this whole folio for around 5. I think you can squeeze one in. Yeah, you could probably squeeze a 6th one in there. Alright. So go ahead and mount and fold all of these. Make sure you're using something to burnish it. Burnish. Okay. Now, there are a couple different ways how people do their waterfalls. I typically just stick mine directly down to whatever I'm working on. Some people like to have another piece of paper, like maybe a pattern paper, and then glue that on. You can do that as well, but I don't. I just go for it. I do like to work upside down. So at this point, I need to determine if I want my closure on the left or the right. This one, let's make the closure be on the left, since this one is on the right. How about that? All right, so I need to work upside down, so I turn my book upside down and just kind of eyeball where it needs to go. I do leave a tiny border at the top just because I'm a border girl. You don't have to. You can go right up to the top. And I'm just going to see if I like that placement. I don't. This is why you use your undo or just gently rip it off. All right, let's see. Okay. This is my hardest part of picking where I want it to go. Okay, so right about there. Okay, yeah, that is perfect actually. Give it a good hard press. Because if you notice, I did not have any type of closures on my waterfall, and I did have a paper clip up there, just because in a different video I was showing you what you could do. If you have one of these fun and fancy big old jumbo paper clips that you added a bow to, that would look super cute. I mean, obviously it was turned the other way. That looks super cute, and then you don't have to put additional magnets or anything like that. Because when I make these, I keep in mind, like for craft fairs, you can sell these. If you're adding extra magnets, that's just increasing the cost for you. So I don't add magnets. I don't add closures. That's just another step. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I mean, most of the time I don't. All right. So my next waterfall piece, I just go right up against that first piece. Make sure it's lined up and push it down. Okay. And then you just keep going, making sure no overhang, making sure it's lined up. Press it down. Press it down. Okay. And line it up, press it down. And I do line mine up to both the width of this piece and also how it's matching here, because sometimes you may cut a little bit off. Okay, last piece, no overhang. Here we go. And that one's a little bit off. Okay, there we go. Now, when I do that, I just barely press one corner down, so that way if I need to pick it back up, I can. Okay. So there. So, here's the thing. If you work upside down like I do, but you forgot to turn your book upside down and it's directional, it is okay. There is no rule saying that a waterfall has to go in this direction, right? There's no rule for that. So if you quote unquote messed up and left your waterfall like this, that is no problem, because your waterfall is still gonna fall. You may want to put a closure on that so that way it stays closed and doesn't kind of alligator mouth. But yeah, don't trash it or anything like that. All you have to do is just add something like this, put a magnet here and underneath your first page, and just have a closure. So then your waterfall just falls down. No big deal. Okay. Or if you decided, you know what, I really don't want my closure piece to be on the left anymore, I'm going to have a waterfall this way. Okay. All right, so let's work on our accordion pieces, which are these last two pieces here. Now, your piece that has two score marks, mount and fold one of them, okay? Because you may have to manipulate it a little bit. And let's see, I'm going to determine which side I want this on. I think I cut that short. I did. It's supposed to be 6.5. I cut my piece wrong. Okay, the measurement I gave you, the measurement put in the description box, those are correct. I just cut it wrong. So that piece is just going to go for something else. So that would be a really good extra flip and flap. If you want to add something extra, just cut off one of your score marks. Like if you mess up, just add it somewhere else. Add it right there if you want to, you know, so don't throw it away. Just add it somewhere else. All right, so let me see how I want to do this. So I'm going to put my tape on the inside. And there's a million ways on how you can build an accordion. I probably build them different every time, but this is how I'm building mine today. So I just put the tape on the inside of my mountain fold, and I'm going to add it directly to my other piece. So now I have that. I'm going to go ahead and mountain fold that piece and see how I'm manipulating it to the way I want it. I may want it this way. You know what? I cut this thing wrong too. It's supposed to be 6 1/4, not 6 1/2. So follow the description box, because clearly I don't know what I'm doing here. So 6 1/4. So the other piece I cut correctly, but my little booklet I cut wrong. So please follow the measurements in the description box. I will try to edit out if I said it wrong. But I don't really know how to do that. So always follow the description, the cutting guide in the description box. Okay. I knew something was wrong there. All right, I'm gonna go this way. Do I want to have a full book? All right, I want mine, I'm just determining if I want mine to pop out to the right or if I want it to pop out to the left. I think I'm going to pop out to the left only because my opening's on the left. So I'm going to put my tape here. I'm going to mountain fold that. And I'm going to center it here. And center it on all four sides, like so. Well, that's where it's going to be now. If you don't like where you centered it, you can always get your undo and undo it, which I don't like where I centered it. So I'm going to undo it real quick. It's undu.com. Just do that, let it dry, and restick it. Because I want mine to be here. Okay. No, I didn't let it dry all the way, but it's good enough. Let me get that overhang. Okay. All right, so that is it. Now you're just going to determine where you're going to put your magnets. So I'm going to go ahead and put magnets for whoever's getting this. I'm going to use 2 sets. I use the basic gray magnets. They're my favorite. They're super thin. You can't see them through the paper. They are a little bit pricey. I think it's like $6 for a pack. This is what it is. Like this. Get them on Amazon, or I get them from Miss Connie. Alright. So, when you're placing your magnets, you want to make sure that they are far enough from your edge that your paper that you're matting with is going to cover them. So I like to place it about a ½ inch from each side. Okay. So I'm going to place this one right in here. And then I'm going to take my score tape and put a piece of score tape over it. That way, whatever you're matting is going to seal around that magnet, okay? And if you're going to use glue, you need to make sure you glue right to the edge and hold it until that glue adheres, so that way you don't have a magnet bubble, okay? And if you do that, you will be successful. So now what you're going to do is put your positive side on here. And then I like to stand my book up and make sure that the shape is going to be what you need it. Sometimes I have it to where the book looks like this because I didn't stand it up and make sure that it is rectangular. And then just press it in, peel it off, and put your score tape. All right, so that's it. All you have left to do is mat it however you wish. If you want to pull out your fancy corner rounders, like this is I use the angle punch for this right here. I could have angled my waterfall as well. If you have like the scalloped one or ticket stub or whatever you have, that would be really cute on here. You can always change the shape of your book, your closure. If you want to make it like a triangle or whatever, you can do that as well. So that is your folio. Now the number for this video is number 11. So this video is number 11, and I hope you hop to the next person. If you make my projects, please tag me. I love to see your interpretation of my tutorials. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.